Hi everyone, meteorologist Gary Woodall here, and welcome to this episode of the Mid-South Weather Musings. Well, Cristobal is finally in the rearview mirror, and in this episode we'll take a look back at Cristobal and summarize some of the impacts and the effects that we saw as the system moved up through the Mid-South area. Stay tuned, the episode's coming right up. Tropical Storm Cristobal made landfall down on the Louisiana coast Sunday afternoon, moved steadily northward after making landfall, and brought its primary impacts to the Mid-South area Monday afternoon, Monday night, and through the first part of Tuesday. Quite a few impacts as the system made landfall and came across the area, so let's take a closer look now at some of these impacts. We'll start out with a satellite loop as Cristobal was about to make landfall and then tracked inland through Mississippi, Arkansas, and up to the mid-Mississippi Valley area. Well-defined circulation or rotation area as it made landfall. Then as it got up into the Mid-South area, the whole system just broadened out quite a bit as it continued moving off to the north. A lot of heavy rainfall around the center and just to the west of the center as it tracked inland, and also can see right at the very end of the loop another cluster of thunderstorms blowing up over northwest Mississippi. We'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. Here's a map of Cristobal's track, courtesy of the Weather Channel. Again, Cristobal originally formed down in the Bay of Campeche, actually moved south and southeast down into Mexico, then tracked northward through the Yucatan Peninsula and back out into the Gulf of Mexico. It gained tropical storm strength as it was moving out into the Gulf, and made landfall south of New Orleans as a tropical storm, then weakened back to a tropical depression after making landfall. After making landfall, the center made a little move or shift to the west, up through Arkansas, Missouri, and up into the mid to upper Mississippi Valley. Here we see some of the peak wind gusts that were observed with Cristobal. In the immediate Mid-South area, 39 miles an hour at Memphis, but there may have been some higher gusts than that in other parts of the metro area. Stronger winds to the north and the northwest, 45 miles an hour at Corning, 44 at Cape Girardeau, closer to where the center of the system passed. And of course the strongest winds overall down on the immediate Gulf Coast, 57 miles an hour at Mobile, 56 at Gulfport, Mississippi. The rainfall was a major story, a major impact from Cristobal. Now this map is actually a 7-day rainfall total, so it has a couple other events, not just Cristobal, but very heavy rainfall along the track. The heaviest rainfall overall down on the immediate Gulf Coast, more than 10 inches of rain, the pink area that we see here in extreme southeast Mississippi. The yellow indicates at least 2 inches of rain, the orange would be at least 4 inches, the red would be at least 5 inches. And here in the Mid-South, a couple of areas of quite heavy rainfall. One here in northern Mississippi that affected the Oxford area, some substantial flash flooding in the Oxford area resulted. The second band, just south of Memphis, DeSoto County, into southwest Tennessee, had some flooding associated with it as well. Now these rainfall events seem to occur in 2 rounds, one Monday afternoon and evening, and that kind of saturated everything, got the pump primed, if you will. And then overnight, late Monday night into early Tuesday, the second round came across, and that was the one that really resulted in the flooding, because again, with the saturated ground, all that second round's rainfall basically ran off and caused those flooding impacts that we saw. Now, fortunately, this is the latest tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center, and aside from this one disturbance out in the central Atlantic, all is quiet on the tropical front. Nothing expected in the Caribbean Sea or in the Gulf of Mexico for at least the next 5 days. But you can keep up with the tropics at the National Hurricane Center's website, nhc.noaa.gov. They'll post the observations when there are active storms, their latest forecasts, and watch and warning areas. Real-time data as well, satellite data available all the time. When we have active storms and aircraft are flying in, the reconnaissance data is available as well on the website, to the latest from the hurricane hunters flying through the storms. And some really good safety information if you're planning any travel to the coast later on this summer. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Mid-South Weather Musings. If you like these type updates, then keep up with us. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure and like and follow our page. That way you can keep up with any new episodes when they come out. Also, if there are any topics that you'd like us to cover in a future episode, let us know as well. Provide that information in the comments section of the video. So enjoy the next several days of relatively quiet weather, and everybody keep safe.